All right, so one of the most controversial people in hip hop and in the media and online, especially Clubhouse, is Wack 100. Somebody who we know manages Game and Ray J and Blueface, but more importantly, behind the scenes does a lot of deals. One of them, of which is introduced me to Kanye, who came and did an interview in my studio here at Hollywood Unlocked Studios on the first day. Damage and Blue, you guys know Wack. No matter what is happening, somehow Wack finds himself in the middle of it. Well, today I interviewed him and his wife for the first time together. And it's pretty interesting seeing a relationship that's been together for so long. They've had, two kids together that are grown. One's on their way out the house, and both have been able to do business together. And, she's been with him through all of it. So when you think about Wack 100, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Honestly, and I asked Damage about this earlier, can we hire Wack as a special street correspondent? Because I feel like he always knows. Reporting live. What did you say? Reporting live from the streets. It's a Wack 100. Like, I really feel he might have missed his calling. He is the Nancy Drew of hip hop. I feel like he knows all the answers, and so I'm very curious to see what he has to say at this time.
One thing about Wack, I think he gets a bad rep because he says a lot of just crazy shit that I probably wouldn't say online. But his business sense, this dude is really smart. This dude is very smart business-wise. And even just talking to him and passing backstage and music videos, I have learned things that I could add to my LLC or my business. This dude knows how to really get money. And I feel like sometimes people from the outside looking in don't understand why people are in this game. And all they see is the rhetoric and the talk and the headlines. I'm like, no, this guy actually does something. He actually runs businesses. He actually runs record labels. He's actually somebody's manager that makes a lot of money. So when I think about Wack, I think about so many different things, but I definitely think about business-minded, business mogul.
Yeah, and maybe some people may or may not know if you haven't been following my movement. Wack is somebody that I built a really solid relationship with. I mean, we sometimes get into the weeds of stories that we write because we piss a lot of people off, and Wack is somebody I'll lean on to get perspective. And recently, he also connected me to Top Dog over at TDE about the controversy involving one of their rappers, a male rapper who was found to give oral copulation to another man on video. We didn't report about it on Hollywood a lot because it was such a sensitive thing. We don't believe in outing people, but it was out there, and it was Wack who put me on the phone with Top Dog over at TDE. We got into that as well. So I find it interesting that a lot of people have these perceptions of Wack, and I wanted to sit down with him and just have a conversation about him, his relationship, his children, the businesses, and what was exactly on those tapes that Ray J gave to Kanye, who Kanye gave to Kim, even though she said there was none on there, allegedly. And this is what he had to say. Take a look.
All right, so this is the first time we had a couple, Wack 100 and Kimberly Jones. I know both of you. It's kind of weird talking to like an interviewer because we talk like family, and typically it's when we're drunk or when I'm drunk. I'm mostly drunk.
It's been other times when you weren't drunk.
No, for sure.
Last time we seen him, he was drunk.
No, look, I was riding over here and I was thinking, okay, Bonnie and Clyde. But when I think about Bonnie and Clyde, when it comes to y'all, I don't know who would be the driver and who would be the shooter because she's just as gangster as you, although she, you don't appear that way on the outside.
She's a thug.
I'm not a thug.
I'm the voice of reason.
That is not true. I think you are. You mean in the relationship?
Yeah, definitely.
What? Jason.
Oh, man, yeah.
How could you say that?
Yeah,
No,
what up for the fellas?
I think both of you are voices of reasons in different ways. You know what's crazy? I feel like you're one of the most controversial people, which I don't understand because when you know him personally, it's almost like we know it's real, but I feel like you be fucking with people mentally because you're already in their heads when they see you and you know it. So like, why do you think there's this perception that you're this villain that everybody loves to hate?
I don't know. I don't know why they call me the villain. No, for real, because I've helped a whole lot of situations. There's not one person that can say, I was robbed by Wack 100. It's a lot of people that say Wack 100 went and got my stuff back after I was robbed. Nobody can say I extorted them, I put them in bad deals. You've never heard that.
Right.
But they just make me the villain.
But I think it's quick, like, for people to try to shit on your name and just create things, but then, like, the credit that for the things you do, you don't get. Like, Kanye West was the first interview we had in this space. You made that happen. The first day we moved in, we didn't know how we were even going to get people up here. And we were sitting in the kitchen, and I was saying to the team, I was like, yo, how are we going to get people up here? And then you called, and you were like, yo, is the studio ready? I'm like, yeah, it's ready right now. And his fool said, let me put you on the phone with somebody who needs it. And it was Kanye. And I just thought, like, there were a couple things that went through my head. One, we don't do that enough for each other. Like, I feel like black people, we tend to hold who we know and what we got close to the chest because we don't want to see nobody else win. And then the second thing, we want to politic the play. We don't want to just put it together. And you did that. And we was at dinner that night, and everything has happened since then.
When we got to dinner, Kanye sat there, you sat there, and I sat way over there. I'm already with him how I'm with him. You know, this situation was you guys' introduction, and you're right. I'm a strong believer in having a strong team, and the chain is only strong as the weakest link. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I don't need to be in the middle of you guys. For what? You're my brother, right? So it's not politicking a business deal. This is help strengthening your business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Stronger you get, the stronger I get. It's just, you got to have a toolbox. And when something needs to be fixed, you got to be able to reach into that box and have the right tool. So, and you want the best tool. You don't want no generic shit that'll break. Mm-hmm. You want your tool to be solid. So, in this world, right, you got to have somebody you can trust. This blogger world, this world of information, you got to have somebody you can trust. You the guy I trust, period. You've never gave me reason not to trust
But
you.
it's funny because we were recently in Miami, and I was saying, there's a lot of people coming at me now, and when it comes to both sides of the business, like in it with the Kanye's and setting it up, but also the street politics, like I go to you. I'd be like, okay, this person I think is mad. This person just hit me up. This person want to be my friend. And I literally, because I feel like I can trust you. I can put it all on the table.
There's nothing behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, bro, this, he on bullshit. Next time he call you, tell him call me.
Yeah.
This is what it is because it's no hidden agenda.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So when you at the house and you see all this stuff going on, because you're in it, like you in it. When I think about you guys, I think about my cousin Roy, who on his wedding night, like his wife Sharice, she was ride or die. They got shot together at the wedding. Like they got shot by a shotgun at the wedding. Like somebody shot them. This guy named Alabama. I don't know if he's still alive, but what up, Alabama? And I'm from I ain't in the streets, so if I just snitched, I'm sorry, Alabama. Good luck. But when you see everything going down, how do you manage like the duality of the person and you're married to and have kids with, and then like the street public personality?
I think when everything is going on and those issues are arising, I think I'm the calmest one to calm him down, because you have a bunch of people and all these dudes and everybody, not saying names, but everybody wants to jump in and all that. And I'm like, that's not how you calm him down. It's not how you stop. And if you're not calm, you can't think. So in the middle of whatever storm he has going on, like if I'm panicking, then how am I going to know which way to go? How am I going to know not to go into, any kind of, if it's a fight going on, why would I run into that? Like if I'm panicking, so it's just, I guess we have the same personality in a way when it comes to certain things. So I know how to think in certain situations.
When you talk.
Right?
Well, that comes from years of being around me and knowing how to read me. She knows pretty much when it's like, okay, I can convince him to let this go, versus it's about to happen. She knows the hand signals. She knows the head nods. She knows
body language.
People start moving around. Like
everything.
She knows who's with me that they don't know. She just knows. So, and she knows to start making her way either to the car or you know what to do. You know what I mean? End of the day, but I try to avoid the shit. But it's like, bro, it's like in this day and age, it's tricky because the ones that really don't want it, they try to start it with you to get some clout. Hope a camera's around. I really think some people wouldn't mind getting their butts kicked, getting their ass whooped.
Yeah, their social media numbers will go up.
Straight up.
Yeah. Like the guy, what was the guy's name?
The dude.
You know what I'm talking about?
The brother.
Yeah.
I told that, said, bro, he don't want to fight. He want to get dude to fight, and he's going straight to social media.
For the people that are watching this, let's bring it. So we had Danny Lay's brother here, Brandon Bills, on the show. We were doing it on, people called me out for being shady. I really wasn't trying to be shady. I was shocked at what he said. He said that if he ran into DaBaby in person, it was on site. And he said Wack 100 could catch the fade. I ain't gonna lie, Brandon. I called Wack right after that interview. because I just was
I didn't know
surprised.
he said that.
He said, and Wack 100 could catch the fade.
But what is you? Why you? Like, what is that?
Because you had sounded off on it or said
Because
something?
he had something. He had did something. And he was like, next time DaBaby comes to LA, we're going to run the fade. And I said, well, DaBaby in LA every day long as I'm here. We can deal with that.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right? You know, that's nephew. You know, that's nephew. That's my little partner. But he sued. I told you. I said, dude is going to file a lawsuit.
So on the phone, Wack said it was going to end up in a lawsuit. They ran into each other. A fight happened. He said on site. They was on site. And now he's in the middle of a lawsuit. What do you think about that?
But this is what I try to tell him, is that, you know, with all these people on Clubhouse and all these incidents, like, it's just to test you. And at the end of the day, they're going to get you out of character for whatever reason and then file a lawsuit. If he does react, he's going to react. And what I tell him is that he's really about that life and other people aren't. They think they don't understand that it's real. So they respond, he reacts, and then at the end of the day, you're gonna have a lawsuit.
It almost makes you have respect for Stitches though, right? Because he took that ass whooping that y'all gave him in Miami and he kept it pushing.
Yo, that's my partner, man. Stitch is all right.
But what about Brandon Bill? So what do you think about that? I mean, the street
I
game,
think
has it changed?
Dude's like a rapper or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was
Mhm.
nobody even knew she had a brother. Nobody knew nothing about who he was or nothing. So now people know who he is. I guarantee you he's released some new music.
So I ran into DaBaby. I ain't gonna say I ran up on him, but I said, I know Wack told you to call me. And he did say you had reached out to him when he was in the middle of that crisis with the LGBT community.
Oh, you talked to him?
I did. I talked to him. And we had a good conversation. He was basically saying, you know, he wants to change the narrative about what had went down, but he also wanted to let the dust settle a little bit. And I'm like, and I could tell he didn't really know who to trust and who to talk to. And I know he did say that you told him to talk to me. The one thing that I find interesting is you have a good relationship with the LGBT community. You always show me respect. You always tell people publicly our relationship.
Yeah, that's my home. I tell people that's my homeboy.
Yeah, and I know you have. I know Kurt, who does your hair, who used to work with you.
Kurt
is gay, and how did you develop an understanding of our community? Was it through Kurt and people around your wife, or was it just over time?
No, I knew you. I've been knowing you longer than Kurt. But Kurt, don't get me wrong. My wife first started getting her hair done. I'm like, I made a mental note. So I'm gonna see what's up. So we was out. I don't know, it was BET weekend. It was something. We was at what's the spot upstairs? Penthouse. So we in Penthouse. We parked. Came in. She said Kurt wants to come. So you know, I don't really know Kurt like that, but she said Kurt's gay. I said, okay, cool.
Kurt tell you that.
Kurt comes out with us.
I didn't tell you that.
You didn't tell me?
No.
Well, maybe I met him, right?
You met him.
So, long story short, I had love for Kurt because Kurt keeps my wife fly. You know what I mean? It was It Girl. That's his thing, right? It Girl, right? So,
It Girl Studios.
So we go to the club and we're leaving. So they telling me I gotta walk through the back and go around to get to the car in the back parking lot. I said, nah, we go to the hallway where we came through. So I look, it's about 8 or 9 Samoans, right? I said, bro, I'm going that way one way or another. I looked to the side, I seen Kurt. I said, I'm about to see what Kurt about, right?
Now Kurt's from the Bay.
Listen, look, I get off, I start the fight. We fight 9 Samoans in a small hallway. I look over there at Kurt fight like he in a penitentiary. Listen, he putting his pants up, what's up, all that. So after we got out of there and the smoke cleared, I said, Kurt, you my partner, man. You come around me anytime. So ever since then, we've been cool. Kurt real cool. Do you know Kurt?
No, I've known him before Hollywood Unlocked, before everything, yeah.
That's my partner, man. Kurt been to the crib. He always welcome his kids. It's like my little nieces and nephews. Oh, that's family, you know what I mean? So that's my homeboy. Plus him and my wife got a great relationship, and he always treats her right with respect. So, you know, Kurt with us more than a lot of people. You know what I mean?
But see, you remind me of my brothers in many ways, because I feel like when men are straight men and they're confident in who they are, they're not threatened by what other men are doing.
Nah, hell no.
And I found it, but in our community, like I'm going back to DaBaby, when he said those comments, like I knew that he was going to get attacked, of course, because the comments were charged and they were a lot. But I also knew there needed to be a bridge for understanding and conversation. Why do you think the hip hop community just doesn't get it? Like, we're not going nowhere, and there are certain things that
they don't want to accept the fact that the group of men that had the positioning before are turning into the minority. Straight up. Like, if you're not paying attention, see, it's a lot of little things going on that they don't see, right? That I see.
Like, explain.
They got new definitions. They don't call us heterosexual no more. We call like cis heads or something.
Cisgender men.
Cisgender, right?
Yeah.
So right now you gotta look at this word.
Yeah.
This is a tricky word.
Cis.
Yeah, they like everything you used to call us.
Because that's what we call our
to be disrespectful,
yeah,
right? You used to call us this. Now we're gonna call you guys this, right? Gonna water it down a little bit, right? So now they're positioning these things. The next phase is we're gonna teach the youth these things. They're gonna force it, but not in the way my generation thinks. They know they can't get us to say it, so they're like, you know what? We're just teaching kids, nieces and nephews, that this is what it is, and the older they get, how you think won't matter.
Or in your home, they'll start to make that the conversation that they want.
And that's just what it is. When you conducting business in the music world, sports world, I don't care, banking world, you better look around, bro. The LGBTQ community is there in all circles. And it's just what it is. Now, me personally, I'm a judge an individual on how they treat me and they character with me. I'm not thinking about who's this guy date, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not thinking about that. My mind doesn't go there, right? I have a wife. I'm not tripping at that. That's his personal business, right? And Kurt comes around us. Kurt brings his boyfriend.
Well, that's
You know
the
what
thing.
I'm saying? I'm not tripping.
But that's the thing that I
Yeah.
really respect about you too, because I said the same thing. Like when I built the relationship with Floyd or even Kanye, you know, I'm very clear. Like, this is who I am. If you can accept it, cool. And I really like that you've been a bridge going back to DaBaby with wanting to connect him with somebody who at least give him a fair chance. Do you think the industry is becoming less interested in hearing a straight man's perspective or giving like the straight man redemption when they don't get it right?
They gonna crucify us every chance they get. You are a little different because your background and where you come from, right? Your brothers, you know what I mean? People like that, right? You like, I understand that side. So you kind of like,
I respect that side.
yeah, you kind of like that. When it comes to that community, you're the perfect bridge, right? Because for one, you're not no super flamboyant dude. You're not doing all that. You Jason Lee, and a motherfucker that'll fight. I know this, right? Like that's not. I tell people that. I'll be like, yo, look.
I got to lay off the reposado. We had so many problems in Miami. I said, I'm going to fuck around and be locked up.
Yeah, so, but when it comes to being able to get on the phone and have a conversation, you understand. You understand that community, and because you are the way you are, it makes a guy like me take time to understand your community.
But I think the important part that I always say to my community is, and I don't know if it's what you just said, because my brother Rodney, who died, was Pyru. He was in the streets. He died in the streets, you know, representing what he represented, which I know how important it was to him. So there's always an appreciation for that. So like, I feel like in our community, we have to stop expecting y'all to respect us, but we don't want to respect that you have to have your opinion in it all.
right.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I
man.
mean?
Listen, I get caught up. They come looking for me to have conversations. And they have some pretty valid points. They're like, you know, y'all like trying to take our ways and act like, you know, before it was gay, now it's not. Like, and they already have it mapped out. What you talking about now? How many earrings you got, Wack? One. What ear? The left ear. Okay. Well, what about the dudes that got it in both ears? Back in the days, you guys said it was gay, right? Yeah, definitely.
Back in the day we did,
But now,
or in the left ear, it was gay.
Yeah.
From our, you know,
yeah,
when we
but
grew up.
now, the so-called straight man could wear 2 earrings, so why isn't he gay?
Yeah.
So I'm like, look, man, I just think times have changed. The trend has changed. You know what I mean? Shit, I don't know. I never really gave it no thought. But when you look at all the scrutiny that they've been through, and they look up and say, well, when we did this and did this and that, you guys called it this. But now you guys are doing it, it's still that, right? Mm-hmm. So they got a point, but I just think the world, times, the mindset, everything's changing, bro. It's going the way that it's going.
So I ran across your son's Instagram page the other day. He's grown now.
Yeah, he's like 27.
27, which I think when I met him, he was like
14,
yeah.
12.
And you have a daughter too?
Yeah, she's 17.
She's 17.
So your
She was
daughter's
like
almost
5.
out the house. You guys raised 2 kids who clearly are both smart, educated. How are you raising them in this changing world with stuff like the LGBT community or the politics of the industry and the notoriety of their parents and people like know who you are and you out here? Oh, you was out in Miami, by the way. Your wife was out. I said, what is Kim doing at all the clubs?
Yeah, all of them. I
Looking
couldn't
good.
even find her.
Really? You were with me. So
No,
how
I
could
was
you
not
find
with
me?
you.
Anyways.
I went to sleep, woke up, she was gone.
Yeah, I was out there. But how are you
outside.
raising your kids like with the evolving world?
It's the world, bro. Like this is the world.
They grew up in it, so it's not anything different to them. Like they don't see it as like, he started taking my son to clubs when he was 14 years old
14,
because that's
15.
the environment we were in. So that when they do go out on their own, it's not like now I want to turn up because I'm out the house and I want to do, act crazy.
It's really
So,
not. It's not like
It's not new
overly
to them.
exciting for them.
Yeah, it's a regular.
And I would take them to clubs.
Do you
for
think
real.
that helped though?
Yes.
Because they didn't wait. They didn't wait their whole life with the anticipation of what it was. They kind of
Yeah.
it was a part of life.
Yeah.
It helped. Like I would take my son to clubs and everybody's doing something. That dude got some ecstasy. Come here. See what that is, son? It's ecstasy. See that? All right. Come here. Hear that? Powder cocaine, son. Like he would see what everybody's doing, right? And then at the end of the night, when we were driving home, I said, you think everybody respected your dad in there? Yeah, Dad. Think they think I'm cool? Yeah, Dad. You see your dad do any drugs? No. So what did I tell you? If you have to do drugs to be cool, you just be yourself.
I don't think I've ever seen you drink. You don't drink or nothing, huh?
I took my first shot on Drink Champs. 'Cause
Oh,
she
really?
lined me up.
That was your first shot ever?
I passed her the ball.
It was not ever.
That shit. Listen, I have never
taken he took 3 shots that
Yeah.
day. That was the first time that he's taken 3 shots.
Yeah,
like that,
I don't
so.
think I've ever
No,
seen you drink.
hard liquor. That was
No.
hard
Yeah.
liquor.
Yeah.
They say take a shot. I said it's up to my wife. I don't drink. So I'm expecting her
To say no.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know
No.
she gonna
He's
shut
on
down.
Kim was
He's
out
not-
in Miami.
he's
I-
not
Yeah, he like, yo, Miss Wack 100. Are we? She was like, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
I mean, what's up with that?
Live a little. Take a shot. It's okay. It's really okay. Did anything happen?
See what I'm saying, bro?
So let me go back to the LGBT stuff because something else happened recently where the artist on TDE's label, Isaiah, got caught up in the scandal.
Isaiah, yeah.
Where a sex tape got out of him performing oral sex on somebody, and it was wild. And a lot of people, we didn't report out on Hollywood Online because we don't do that. But you put me on the phone with Top Dog.
Yeah.
And I really liked the fact that, one, I like the fact that, I don't know if you acknowledge how big that was, that you put him on the phone with somebody that can help him go through it, but then to hear him want to continue to support his artist, I think it's just a shift in hip hop that I don't think the masses are seeing. So why do you think people are becoming more acceptable in the industry that are that deeply connected to the
Well, you
streets?
gotta understand, like, guys like me and Top Dog, we've never been gay bashers, right? We just let people know, hey, we're not gay. So when I talked to Top Dog about it, maybe the day after it happened, he come to the studio, right? I'm looking at him, he looking at me, right? So I'm telling myself, that's one of my big homies. There's very few people I call a mentor and a big homie. He's one of them, right? So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna say nothing. He doesn't say nothing. But then he knows me and I know him. So I'm like, Top, you good? He's like, yeah, I'm good, right? So he tells me, he said, man, I said, you gonna make the adjustment? He's like, man, Wack, man, shit, I'm here to support my artist. My artist signed to me. You know, he's still a man, he's still human, he's still got a family. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing all my research. It hasn't hurt him. His numbers is up 30, 40%. You know, I just got to talk to him and see what direction we going with this thing. It was all business. It wasn't no, oh, man, I can't be. This dude from Watts.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Nickerson Garden is one of the most notorious projects in Southern California. But his mentality was like, hey, look, I got to support that is my art. I know this guy as a man, as a gentleman. So whatever he's doing, that's his personal business. Other than that, I'm here to support. So that when he texts me, right, we watch each other. You know what I mean? He like, yo, man, I need to get me online with Jason Lee. Oh, no problem. Plug that up. You know what I mean? Like, great dude to talk to. He can give you direction. Because you see both sides of it. And then you're in this business. So you can even tap into that. So
You think he can survive it?
hell yeah, he can survive. I think he should be heard now. He's already up on the great machine, TDE. I don't think it's gonna hurt him. It's more people that's gonna champion him when it comes to the consumer of the music, right? Than go against him.
So speaking of the machine, you were around during the Death Row era. You were close with Suge and all the biggest artists in hip hop at the time. It kind of rose from the concrete there. And I think one thing about Death Row that I remember was the sentiment that the only way you can get off, like you was going to live and die at Death Row.
Now, a lot of people did that.
But now you see Kendrick is leaving TDE. Like, how does that happen?
Top Dog runs his label like a family. So they'll still be a family. They'll still do business. Everybody that he signed to grow them. And part of them growing is them leaving the nest one day. You know what I mean? TDE gonna always be TDE no matter what else is talked about. But I think Kendrick's just ready to step out there and experience being his own boss. But I can guarantee you this, he got a great mentor. He'll be on the phone with Top. Top gonna pick the phone up, advise him, direct him, guide him. You know what I mean? And if need be, they'll definitely come back together if that's what needs to happen. But he doesn't run that intimidation type business over there. It's more of a family oriented thing. The security, you know, everybody's been there 10, 15 years or more. You know what I mean? They brothers, you know what I mean? So it's like, and he got a very mixed crowd. You got Crips, you got Bloods, as far as his artists. You've never heard
But
any.
you do too, though.
Yeah, you never heard any of his artists beefing
Yeah.
or going through nothing crazy and not being supportive. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I think it'd be a good thing for Kendrick. And then Top, now he can put a little more time into his rising stars like Ray Vaughn. You know, he got a guy over there named Ray Vaughn. I believe Ray Vaughn's out of, I want to say he's out of Long Beach, right? That's a star. So, you know, now Top's just back in the seat. Let me build somebody else. You know, J-Rock, everybody's still there. Schoolboy Crew, Absol, they're still there. SZA, still there.
So when you were married to him during the whole era of Death Row, did you ever just get afraid? Like, were you ever afraid during that time period? Because like when Death Row was on its rise, I mean, like, I don't even know how to explain that situation, that environment.
I wasn't afraid because you got to understand that I've been knowing him since we were 9 years old. And the phases of life that he went through, it was worse before Death Row. Like, the street stuff was worse than when that whole Death Row thing was going on. So it didn't scare me.
But you were like the muscle. You were. I mean, that's
you
what
know, I was one of the guys that I was close to him. I was in the car with him. He would talk to me.
They said you had one hand on the foot of Vanilla Ice when he was about to take flight.
Man, they lying. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Ice Baby.
But you know, it's funny now because I look up and I still talk to a lot of the people like Reggie Wright. You know, I see his son, you know, making this move and doing what he's doing. And it's kind of scary because he looked just like him, you know, it's just different, it's weird. But he's just a more subtle you know, well-mannered guy, but I always think about the things he did so I know what not to do. And the things he did so I know what to do.
Business-wise?
Yeah, business-wise, because I, you know, it was pros and cons to everything he did and didn't do. So,
Like, what are some examples? Because I did see the post you said the other day. You posted Game and you talked about how no matter what, like, you're going to always be in his corner. And I feel like one thing that you've done, not just like, we'll get to Krishan and how you've been dealing with the Blueface stuff, but like, you've been like a father figure, a friend, the manager, the security, the homie. Like, it's sort of like a full situation.
you know, you know what? I don't think about it or see it until somebody like you say it. Because she'll tell you, I just do what I feel I'm supposed to do. Yeah, 1 minute you're right, I can be management and then label and then homie, then brother, then security. Then she didn't watch me deal with all kind of crazy watch. She didn't been in the middle of it. She had to come bail me out. I mean, crazy things, you know what I mean? So the stitches thing, you know, something told me to happen because she never stays at the room. I'm like,
Were you there? You were there that night?
No,
I wasn't there. I was at the hotel.
I told her to stay at the hotel. She looked at me crazy, but she knows my little intuition works for me, you know. But they called her, and you know, we're a great team, even when I'm in jail. You know, she kind of knows he's gonna be working something in there. I had to pay the little guard to call her because we didn't know how to do bail in Florida. It made it work, but Suge did a lot of great things, but he made a lot of mistakes. You know what I mean? The best thing he did is turn 30 cents, meaning that if it was a group of 3 people, they really got 30 cents per record sale. That cut that up to 30%. You know what I mean? He kicked those doors in, and there's certain things you can't take away from the man. I don't like a lot of things. I don't like his character when it comes to, he just can't be a real brother with you. No matter what, he's gonna find a way to water down what you're doing successful if you're doing it without him.
Why do you think the whole theory that he had Tupac killed still lives on?
I don't know who, I mean, listen, man. We from the streets. If something like that's happening, we don't put ourselves in the car unless it's coming from the back seat. You know what I mean? Suge 300 pounds, right? He not gonna put himself in the car. He could have put anybody in the car with him. He could have put guys in the cars that would have really did that. But that was his little brother. Not only that, that was his business. That was, you know what I mean? Like that was a blow.
That was a superstar to that.
Yeah, that was a blow. I mean, you know, people start, you know, these damn conspiracy theory people, they start talking. You know, some people tell you Tupac's still alive.
But you said something on this show, and then you said something recently, I think on Drink Champs, where you doubled down on Nipsey not dying a legend, but he became a legend when he died. And even though Tupac, would you argue that he's not a legend?
No, Tupac
was a legend when he was alive.
He was a legend at his time of demise because of his body of work. He was talking music. Come on, we had Poetic Justice and Juice. And
He had a lot.
movies. And first rapper to come out with the double CD and go quadruple platinum. I mean, everything he had been through, you know, court cases, proceedings. He died a legend. Biggie, he was dead before the second album came out. He became one over the years, movies and people, you know, sampling his music. He became, and I'm a Biggie fan. Nipsey at the time of his demise, I couldn't give him that when it comes to music. But I think he's gonna turn into that. I give him another 3 to 5 years. You know what I mean? It's a lot of unreleased music out there on Nip. And when they release it, it's gonna go. I'm pretty sure it's a movie in the making. Should be, if it isn't. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a great story. And
so Death Row. So I thought Ray J was running Death Row, but now they say Snoop running Death Row.
No.
What? I'm confused.
well, it was at one time because we had the contracts to do the. Ray J was doing a Death Row movie. It's like 5 or 6 people that have had these rights to do the movie. Somebody else has them now. I don't really remember what it is. Snoop Dogg actually has brought the label Death Row. It's different. He brought the label.
So he owns it.
He owns Death Row. He owns Death Row and the catalog that's left of it. It's not the complete Death Row catalog of what it was as of maybe a year ago, but the part that he would want that's important to him, which is the Snoop Dogg masters, the Dog Pound masters, things like that. Snoop owns it. The label, the name Death Row, the company as a whole is his, which is a great accolade, I believe, for him. You know, Snoop Dogg came back to him. He started there, he left, he came back. Now he owns, and he owns his masters. So
That's big. It's big for his story.
all he has to do now is break an artist. You know, my advice to Snoop is sign a bunch of these little dudes, but Bobby Smurda, he's not happy over there at Epic. You know, Sylvia Rome and Snoop, I'm pretty sure have a great relationship. I think you should go have a conversation with Sylvia. You know, work that out and bring Bobby Smurda to Death Row. I think that's enough shock value. I think that's what my move would be if I was him.
So when you look at the image of Death Row, do you think it needs to change? Do you think it could be rebirth, reborn? Do you think because I kind of when you think of Death Row, you think of all the shit Suge was doing back in the '90s. I mean, it was wild.
Snoop was in the middle of a lot of it, about murder cases, so on and so forth. But you understand, we talking about the Snoop Dogg that's been on Martha Stewart. We talking about the Snoop Dogg that held the #1 spot on the gospel charts for 16 weeks.
Yeah.
We talking about Snoop Dogg, not the rapper, but the icon.
Yeah.
He's the most noticeable rapper in the world, right?
Just performed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I think, you know, by him being the face of Death Row, because he was never the face of Death Row, he was one of the many faces of Death Row. Suge was ultimately the face. By him now being the face of Death Row, I think the image has already changed.
So speaking of Clubhouse, I'm about to go to Clubhouse because he's active on Clubhouse. I feel at this point you should own Clubhouse. There ain't nobody else on Clubhouse whose rooms are popping more than you, except for somebody whose name we're not going to mention because they want their name. They're waiting for me to say their name. I'm not. Do you ever tell him just get the hell off Clubhouse? Because every time he's on Clubhouse, my writers put it in the group chat. Wack 100 said this. Wack 100 did this. Wack 100 did this. I'm like, damn. Do you ever get tired of his Clubhouse?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you argue with him over his social media? Because I feel like you always, we're going to get into, you just posted somebody, I think you said had AIDS or HIV or something, or died. Somebody died. Oh, you said recently somebody caught it or died or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like somebody had said something. And I'm a guy that I give people chances now. So, you know, I just kind of reminded a certain individual on who he was and things that went on in his life and kind of let him know if you use the word utter, my name one more time, then I'm going to go ahead on and just, you know, we're going to talk about it.
And he didn't say your name anymore?
No.
You know,
he was like 58 years old playing with me. Like, I think the old dudes is like, okay, we say something about Wack 100, we're going to be in the lane. I think this is what's going on. There's been a fluctuation of old gang members coming on here with what they think is real.
On social media?
Oh yeah, especially Clubhouse. They got like rooms of what they think is real. So because I'm the total opposite of what they think is real, right? They hold these keeping it real from the street. So, you know, I've just kind of changed the narrative. You know, they call themselves the real ass nigga. So, you know, I kind of like, I call myself the bitch ass nigga. I'm the bitch ass nigga. I represent the BANs. Times have changed. You go to the park, you pull up. What's up, homie? What's up? I just got out. What you been up to? I'm being a real ass nigga. Hey, man, get a real nigga ride to the store. All right, come on. Get to the store. Hey, man, loan a nigga, real nigga something. Man, give a nigga something. I can go in here and get me some blunts. All right, cool. On the way back from the thing. Yo, so what you been up to? Oh, man, you nigga just got out doing some real shit, keeping it real. You know, out here, I'm outside. What's up with that nigga Wack? Oh, that bitch ass nigga in Europe.
Right.
What's up with that nigga Wack? Oh, that bitch ass nigga in Miami. Right? Get to back to the park. Hey man, what you loan a real ass nigga a couple $100? So the real ass niggas is the broke niggas today. The bitch ass niggas is the ones that's winning.
Getting money.
So I represent, I've been on this BAN thing, a couple years now?
Yeah, I woke up this morning, I was a bitch ass nigga too. But you know, it's one of those things where like I'm starting to realize like social media is just, it's full of people who are unhappy with their lives.
I was gonna say, why do you guys care? Like I ask him all the time, like, why do you care? Because it's
Care
obvious
about
that
what?
like anybody, like he will go hard on somebody, like a real response, right? He'll go back and forth with them. But it's like, these people don't even know you. They don't know you. They're looking for attention, and you take it serious. Like you go back and forth with them.
Well, I care about disrupting their mental. I have a job to do. I have to confuse these people. I have to take over their minds, piss them off, and then get them away from them.
And it's also, I mean, now with the 100 show, that it's content too. Like, let me just say, the reason I brought up the Ray J and Death Row thing is because everybody knows you manage him. You still manage Ray J, and we've seen the evolution of Ray J. And I think like Ray J back in like the '90s or even early 2000s, who was always caught up in some shit early on as Brandy's brother, has clearly now kind of eclipsed her on the business side. He has success in technology and stuff like that. Cleaned up his image for the most part, although I know him and Princess are going through a lot of love and hip hop. I can't wait to watch that. But ultimately, like when I interviewed Ye, I didn't know he was going to throw out the thing about the tapes. And I have to tell you, Kris Jenner and I were friendly since 2010, and I definitely know she doesn't like me now as a result of me finding out about the tapes.
Well, he didn't lie. Like he got the computer.
But let me set it up. So you were under attack on social media when you mentioned a reference to second tape, and then the Kardashian lawyers came out and said you were lying and it was cap. And then, like the gangsters, the RANs, you said, do you want to call cap? Because we can play if you want. Now, I'll say privately, you and I had a conversation, and I saw some stuff that they don't want to get out. And then they found out that I knew about it because I called one media person and said, I got some information that I'm thinking of breaking, because I was going to put it out. And because I didn't like the way that you were being labeled a liar.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I'll say I know you not to do.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'm into breaking shit, so I'm like, hey, let's break it. And then Kris found out and called, and she was, Lena was,
She called, what did she call?
she was a little threatening, not threatening in a mean way. She'll threaten you in a way where like you hear her voice, you know she's not happy, then the attorneys and all that. But she threatened with the attorneys, and then, you know, we had some heated words, and then kind of just died down. And then during the interview, Ye mentioned that you taking the, you know, you and Ray J bringing him the tapes and him delivering the tapes on the laptop and Kim crying. And then two things happened. The Kardashian media machine went out basically saying there were no sex tapes, that was all bullshit. And then people didn't give Ray J his credit for doing a good deed. Why do you think all that happened?
Well, it was like a double gesture thing for me. Because this is the first time Ray J and Kanye is. So, you know, I know it's on the laptop, right? I don't need to be the one delivering that. Let's put a closure to that. Ray J, you deliver that. Kanye's a gentleman, he's not tripping. You know, he's very serious and straightforward. And Ye went and delivered it to her. And I told Ray, I said, you know, when he takes that to them, once they get it, they're gonna feel like, well, they don't have it anymore, so we're gonna say it doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. They probably was gauging my relationship with Kanye. Like, no way he's gonna turn it over and have a copy, which they're right, because that wasn't what that was about. It was never about that. Once he married and had children, and it was never about getting any money for it or doing something over here and over here and over here and over there. It was never about that, right? But I know where his heart is at. You know what I mean? His heart was trying to show her, look, I'm for you, let's put closure to this. The mother's gonna be the mother. You know what I'm saying?
She cold.
Yeah, you know, Illuminati mad. You know what I mean? You know, she gonna be the mother, but she's doing what the mother's supposed to do. Because in her world, she's not adjusting, because everything and everybody is temporary. Yeah, you're in my daughter's life, but you're temporary. You're not gonna be here long, for whatever reason. Not that she's trying to mess it up, but she's gonna always take
She said to me, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to protect my family. That's what she said on the phone.
There it goes.
Yeah.
and who can fault her for that? Because I'm definitely gonna do what it takes to protect my family, whatever it takes. You know what I mean? If it takes for me look, you need a 5-second delay for them to live. Then that's it. I'm gonna sacrifice that. That's not even a hesitation. It's not even a thought, right? My last words to her, if she ain't moving, it's gonna be go. What are you still standing there for, right? So I respect that, but he definitely did that. We definitely delivered it. No longer in our possession, no longer in Ray J's possession. We gave it to Ye. I didn't know what he did with it. He never told us.
Yeah, Ray called me. He hadn't known it until he saw that
Until we
interview.
saw that clip.
So what do you think about how the press didn't pick up how amazing of a gesture it was that Ye did that and that Ray J made that happen?
Well, instead, the press turned around and made this side to be, for them to say Kanye didn't deliver that or wasn't nothing on it, then it makes us to be liars. You know what I'm saying? So it was no longer our fight at that time. You know, once you know something, it don't really matter what the rest of the world knows. You know what I mean? I'm kind of glad it's like out of our possession, because I've always been worried about somebody getting a hold of that, breaking in, getting in that safe. It's just been sitting in the safe and leaking out, and we could not convince the world that we didn't do it, or Ray didn't do it.
So when you look at, and you just kind of in it, but on the outside, when you look at how the press politics the Kardashians and everybody else, I really feel like,
You know, she's a Kardashian fan.
But I love the Kardashians too. Don't get it twisted. I love the
She's
fact.
a
Yeah.
Kardashian fan.
I love the fact that they
Prior to like
Yeah.
all of this happening, like if there was anything with him and Ray J, and I'd be like, nah, I'm Team Kim, like all the way. Like, don't front.
What you mean?
You heard me.
You got to ride with us regardless, right?
I don't have to. I ride with who I want to ride with, but
See, this is the problem with me having a wife like this around you for so long.
But I get
It's
it.
turning
If
into
it was
you.
my kids, I'm gonna do the same thing, regardless. Like, there's not gonna be anybody that's gonna be able to just say, I'm gonna put something out and I'm not gonna say nothing about it, or I'm not gonna try to stop it. Regardless, you protect whether your family is right or wrong, right? If it's a situation that's right or wrong, you're gonna ride with your family regardless, right? So she gonna do the same for hers.
So if you would have
As
known what
she
a,
should.
if you would have known what a safe was at in the combination, knew me and Ray J was out of town, would you have sold us out?
No, because that's not my business. I don't get in their business. Like, I don't care about it, but I'm just saying.
Chris, holla at me.
I mean,
But when you
Anyway.
look at the media and how it is really slanted, like
No, for real.
towards the Kardashians
No,
and everybody else.
they get the popularity vote. I don't give a shit how big Ye is. No matter what any of us do, they get the popularity vote. Period.
How do you explain that? Like, how do you?
You can't explain it. It is what it
it's
is.
a business.
Even from our people.
Yeah.
Even from our people.
Our people will call them culture vultures on Monday and then say they're victims on Tuesday.
And then call Ye a stalker on Wednesday. You know what I mean?
It's so crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
And why do you think Ray J didn't get credit? Is it because they discredited it by saying there was nothing on the tape?
nothing there.
That was wild.
Super wild.
But I think it's also a testament of like black men, literally you being a bridge of putting Ray, Ye together, them closing that chapter, the chapter that made them famous, by the way. We keeping up with them because of that tape. But the fact that that bridge was built to like put it all to rest is great. And then to kind of see things play out, you know, your guy Game and Ye are getting killed over this Easy video. I say it's artistic expression. They're saying I'm a company man at this point. I feel like everybody's mad right now in the press.
Which one? You saying the
Easy.
the first one we got?
video.
The animated video came out today.
The first one. I know I haven't even seen that yet. But I saw the first one, and everybody was mad in the press except for Pete Davidson. But yet people
Pete
were
was
still
cool.
mad. Pete thought it was hilarious. Why are people mad when the subject of the video is finding humor in it?
Because they want Ye to be wrong. Not only are we living in a semi-LGBTQ dominant
It's not similar.
world,
It's not similar. We running shit.
it's still a little struggle.
We gangsters too.
Still
You know
no
what's
struggle.
crazy? You had the Crips and Bloods, and now you got the gays. We are all
We
gangsters.
still controlling sports. The rappers is coming
That's
out.
because the athletes ain't coming out.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see.
You're right.
I see what you're saying.
Right. But when it comes to the female side of things, they're really dominating. For real. And they're going to side. They're going to side with Kim, the mother, who doesn't say
There's always
anything.
two sides to a story.
Well, there's the truth too, because you're keeping up with them literally. You're keeping up with them every week, literally. So you almost feel
Hold
like
on, bro, I got
you
it.
know them.
So what are you saying?
Right?
You saying yeah, he's not a great dad.
I'm saying he's a great dad. He is a great dad. I didn't say anything's wrong. He's human. He's responding and reacting like any other man would if he was going through something with his family.
But you get that though as a black woman. Do you think the public sees him as a human?
No, because they put him on this platform that he's supposed to act at a higher level or a different, because he's a celebrity and his status. He's human. And so I think they look at that and the expectation is for him to just go in the house and close the door and sit there and then you want to call him crazy. No, he's responding and reacting like a normal man would.
But why don't people get that? That's the part that's, because people
Because
are
that's what
attacking me and people are attacking you too. Like, I feel like they attack us on Clubhouse for sure because they think we've drank the Kool-Aid. But I always explain to them proximity changes things. Like when they be mad at Wack, I am laughing hysterically because I'm like, I see what he's doing. He mind fucking all of y'all and there's a deal at the end of whatever he's doing. And then boom, here it goes. You know what I mean? So like when he started,
shout out to Fuego, my man Jeremy Green.
You see? Yo, Jeremy Green is crazy.
That's my business partner.
Yeah, Jeremy Green, he's...
That was my top Clubhouse beef.
Let me tell you what Jeremy Green told me to do one day. When I started Hollywood Unlocked, he said, you know how you can blow up? I said, how? He said, you should rent a semi-truck, wrap it in Hollywood Unlocked, shut down the 405 and do a performance on top. I said, are you fucking crazy? That's what he told me to do, and I never called him back after that. In fact, I think I blocked you, Jeremy. I can't. Because I saw nothing but going to jail after that. We going to jail. That would have been the biggest stunt ever.
Jeremy, I went to see him a couple days ago at their office. If you don't know him, because he's all over the face, he's thinking more than me. He's like a week ahead of his thoughts. So when you're talking about now, it starts, but within like 3 seconds, he's down there on you. He don't mean nothing. He means well. He just said, you gotta understand him. But shut down the 405 was kind of crazy.
No, he is.
He told you to do that. It was serious.
No, he was planning it. And in fact, we were actually together. We were literally calling my staff to see who would drive the truck. We thought we were going to do this, and then I thought...
Then why would you say you're not going to call him back? You thought about doing it.
After I went and talked to some...
Why, Jeremy?
After I went and talked to my rational friends, they were like...
Are you crazy?
Are you fucking serious? And then I thought about it, and I was kind of scared because he'll suck you into these ideas that will get you...
Oh, no, he's serious. He means what he says. He's a smart dude. He crazy, but he know what he's doing. He got a good thing going on down there. We had the top Clubhouse beef.
You and him?
Yeah, it was on.
Yeah, I saw the different rooms. I kind of peek in. You're the reason why this whole Karen Civil thing happened. I talked about on the Breakfast Club. I was minding my business, shopping at Bal Harbor in Miami, and I get a call from Wack. And he says, you should jump in this Clubhouse thing because it's going down and your name is getting thrown around. So I log in and the whole Karen's doing her thug thizzle, and then I jump in, and then we have this moment. I end up moving on doing the Breakfast Club. And ironically, she called you to try to settle it. And I did text her the other day and I said, I'm tired. When I get back in town, we do need to talk. We need to figure this out because every interview I do, they keep bringing her up and I don't want to be seeming to be wanting to keep shitting on her. I already said what I need to say, But it's funny, people come to you to start shit and people come to you to end shit.
But they don't like that he's in the middle of it.
Right.
And they say he's the one who starts it, right?
He's always in the middle of it though.
They called me. That was a great room.
Why do you accept the call?
Because I don't know why they're calling me. They could be calling me, telling me they saw you, on
They're not
freeway
calling
with
you
a
about
tire.
me. They're not calling you about me.
You never know.
They're not.
You know the most irritating thing about having a wife like this?
What?
Wait, like this? What's like this?
And I'm still working on this shit.
Explain. What's this?
They're around you so much, and they watch you, and they're already who they are, right? So they kind of take some of your ways with their ways, and they don't just become you. They really start to become a little better than you.
That's why I said on the
then you
way over here, I
look
thought Bonnie and Clyde, I don't know who would be shooting and who would be
you
driving.
look up, right? I'm like, I'm getting a text. I got to fly to such and such, and I'll be back to such and such. What? What do you mean? I'm looking at my schedule like, we ain't got to be nowhere. I got to go to Miami. I got to go out here to the warehouse, right? So the first trip to Miami, going to the warehouse, she left on a Saturday.
I don't remember.
She left on a Saturday.
No, I don't think I left on Saturday.
Whatever day she left during the day, right? She got there that evening Saturday.
Oh yeah, I did leave on a Saturday.
You left on a Saturday. She got there like 7, 8 o'clock that night. She called me, last minute going to Miami, talking about she was going to check on the warehouse. So I was driving on the 405 and I was running out of gas. So I got off on Century. So when I got off, the gas station was parked. I said, I think they got a gas station closer to the airport. So before I know it, I was at the airport. Then I ran out of gas, right? So I didn't have my credit cards, nothing on me. So I called the travel agent. I'm like, hey, listen, call my wife. I know she has my credit card. She's in Miami. Like, yeah. I said, better yet, just book me a flight. I'm just gonna go to Miami and get the credit card. So I took a red eye Saturday, and I got there Sunday morning. So I went to the desk, get a key out of them, come up to the room.
Wait, at the hotel?
Yeah, I'm in Miami now.
Yeah, I should have sued him, huh?
My car ran out of gas.
So you took a flight to Miami to go get the card? That's
yeah,
some
I
bullshit.
get the car.
Exactly.
Right? So I come in the damn room, real quiet, right? Sneak in the room, getting ready.
Getting ready for
Getting
what?
ready, come in the room and see her, and she looks up and says, order some breakfast. I'm like, babe, I just came to get the card because I ran out of gas.
But what was that though? Like, why would you?
Oh no, I was on some stalker.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
Stalker 9,000.
But after this,
That's what I'm saying.
But after
Listen,
this many years of marriage, though?
After this many, this is like last
Kid,
year.
really?
Like,
listen, first of all,
yeah.
let's be real. Anywhere she's at, I got a right to be. I don't care where she at. I don't gotta ask permission to
Nobody
come.
said you didn't have a right.
But naturally, you like, I'm on my way.
No, he didn't say he was on his way.
No, I know.
But
My phone
right.
was like,
Bullshit. Wait, I want to go back to Clubhouse really quick. So Super Bowl happens here in LA. LA is on fire. Everybody's excited. Super Bowl performance was amazing. Game was not there. A lot of people felt he should have been there. You felt he should have been there.
definitely.
And Game felt he should have been there.
He never said nothing about it. He just
But
had
it's
a-
LA.
Yeah, I mean, he never said nothing about it. Like, he never mentioned anything about it.
But you lit the internet up with they manipulated your audio, which was crazy.
Crazy.
And in the room, when they asked you about it, you said something about, people thought Jay-Z blocked it. Do you think Jay-Z blocked it, or do you think it was, because Jay-Z's over the entertainment. So what do you think?
Well, they was trying to put it on Dre. And I was like, well, it's not Dre's call. Jay-Z's over that lineup.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I was like, it been 18 albums ago, but Game had a few things to say way back then.
That's where he said, he told Jay-Z to suck his dick 18
I
albums.
mean, we talking from
Years.
early 2000s or something, right? So I'm like, shit, maybe that was it. So maybe he didn't forget. But I don't think it was Dre. Now, Dre probably could have influenced, right? But what I got from Game, because he had a great Super Bowl party over there in Encino, it was weird because I'm thinking I'm hanging out with the fellas. I look up and my daughter pops up.
Oh no, we got the invite. You know, Game's invites, his parties are legendary.
Yeah, it's crazy. Then my son pops up. I'm like, everybody's here, right? But Game was enjoying the halftime show. You know, when you think somebody's pissed off, you're like over in the corner drinking it. Mm-hmm. He was in front of the screen enjoying the halftime show, so I didn't think his spirits were broken by it, but should he have been there? We're in LA, of course.
But when they tweaked the audio and it went viral, and I know, like, you know, they cleared it up later and fixed it or whatever, what did you think about that experience? Because
no, that let me know they savages out here. Mm-hmm. They're looking for something. And if they can't find it, they'll create it. And they still put the false narrative out there. Mm-hmm. And there's still people to this day that thinks that's what he said. Mm-hmm. They didn't put as much effort into cleaning it up as they did putting it out there.
Well, there's no clicks in the cleanup.
is what it is. But I think he definitely should have been on there. I mean, come on, man. It's like Snoop, Dre, but the people that were there, right? You can't take that from them either. Some people would say, well, Mary should have been there, should have been gay. That's Mary. Well, Mary's from New York. Okay, well, shit, Eminem's from Detroit, right? But that's M. Like, so, you know, you couldn't take nothing from the talent that was there. Game should have been added. I'm not going to say this person should have been pulled. He just should have been added. He should have been in there.
What do you think about the press making Eminem a hero for kneeling when Colin Kaepernick is still unemployed for kneeling?
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. I looked at it as if him was given a gesture of respect because they told him not to kneel. Jay-Z just put out something where they was told him they didn't want Snoop in gang attire, they didn't want him kneeling, and Jay-Z pretty much told him, look, do what you gonna do, right? So I looked at it as a gesture of respect. You know, M is white, but shit, he been amongst our urban culture forever. But you're right, that's crazy. Man lost his job for kneeling.
And then Eminem got praised as a hero. I think it's funny, people just don't pay attention enough to how the media really works.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You know, it's also crazy that Jay-Z got killed by the culture for doing the deal with the NFL. And there was a lot of conversation about that, but people aren't talking about how he stood behind their artistic expression to do their thing.
Well, see, I seen what Jay-Z was doing. He like, if I don't take the position, who will? At least I can try to make this thing better, have some type of influence on what's going on. So I got everybody like, oh, screw them, stay away from them. Them people were still watching football games. You watching the game, you wearing the jerseys, you're still supporting them. So I understood Jay-Z's move. I got it.
So Blueface, is he, I mean, he got the show with the girls on OnlyFans. He got the girl that you kicked out the house pregnant, allegedly, and he and his friends had the run-in with the nightclub guy. What is he doing? Is he focused on music? Is he just enjoying being rich, young?
Well, he's turned in, look, amongst all that, he's turned in 2 albums. He has a collab album with DDG. He has his own album. Shooting this video sometime this week, him and G Herbo. But he definitely lives I don't know, you call it wild, I don't know if you call it reckless, I don't know what you call it, but he lives a Blueface life. You know what I mean?
But does he listen to mentoring though? Because I mean, you did all that to take Christian, or however you say her name, out of the house, literally physically went there in the middle of the police to help him by getting her out, and then she turns around and she's pregnant, allegedly. She said that.
I didn't hear about the pregnant thing.
Didn't she say that?
She just said that?
Yeah, she said that on social media that she was pregnant.
Like recently?
Well, that was before she went to jail.
It was before she went to jail.
See, that's what I'm saying.
She got a lot going on.
She be capping too. Now, I don't know if she is or she isn't, but I don't know how long, how far along she should be by now, but we should really pay attention to kind of keep note, see if we see a baby bump or something going on, because she'll say anything with some attention.
But as successful as you are, I mean, you guys have a happy marriage, your daughter's on her way at the house, your son is successful. Like, don't you get to a point where you like, I've already done this, did the Ray J era, like I've been through it all, like, do you ever get tired of?
I knew the job was dangerous before I took it. The thing about them is that they're wild, but they're not as sophisticated as the Ray J's. Because you got to remember, Ray J had already been in the industry since he'd been a kid. So Ray J know how to disappear, do little crazy things. But Blueface, you know, a lot of this stuff is still new to him. And he's a real smart young man. Sometimes he just makes wild decisions. You know what I mean? And the majority of the time, they're personal decisions. There's not too much I can say when it comes to what he's supposed to do as an artist. He don't miss no shows. He plays with the plane.
Yeah, he runs late all the time. But again, he's young. and like what any young man would be doing if he wasn't in the public eye, he's doing the same thing. And so because he's in the public eye, he gets, you know, a different set of rules applied to him because of, and I'm not saying I agree with the stuff that he does, but I'm just saying because he's young now. There's a lot of young men out here doing.
He's getting it. He's taking a few bumps and bruises, but he's figuring it out. He's getting it. He likes to hear me after it happens, and then he says, "Oh, okay, now I see." Right? And I think part of the problem is me because, like she says, no matter what, I'm gonna fix it.
You are.
I'm gonna fix it.
He does.
When you seen the video go viral of him pushing past the police to get this girl out the house, do you call him and just say, Cash, like, this is a lot?
My thing is, why go? Because at the end of the day, you're gonna go over there, you're gonna, you know, try to intervene, but where are we today?
Is she gonna be right back? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not into like wasting time. Like, don't play the game with me. If you're gonna not be with this person, or then leave them alone. If not, then don't waste my time.
Well, you know, there's a situation by there because our editors was there. And the editor said, the police are saying we have to leave because it's her house.
Well, when she opened the drawer and there were no clothes there, that for me was funny. I ain't gonna lie. I try not to get too caught up in the content, but when she said, look, she opened the drawer and there was nothing there, I'm like, can we please go on to the next situation?
I don't, listen, man. Shout out to Blueface. Shout out to Nephew. You know what I mean? We're going to keep the ball rolling. And, you know, the story goes on and on. You know, there's cars and all kind of things happening. So it is what it is. Hopefully we can survive it and weather this storm and come out of it.
So they said you guys were gonna do Love and Hip Hop, but then you said you're not. Would you ever do reality TV?
Well, I don't know. She was talking to the people. I don't know what happened.
I just don't. Let me tell you.
Did something happen?
I don't know if anything happened. No.
I just can't.
Nothing happened.
I just can't imagine somebody throwing a drink on you and then it not being like production is shut down in LA.
But possibly too, like, because I'm not really into that either.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I know I'm not gonna allow that. He's not. This is like real life for us.
Right. That's
what
we
really do in real life. It's not
Right.
made up. Nothing's fake. We don't. You know, our cars are ours. Our houses are ours. Like everything is like it is what it is. So I don't know. Like that would never work with him. With the drama and the acting crazy and all that stuff.
Somebody's had to show up for Ray J.
Huh?
Somebody showed up for a few Ray J sessions. I mean, I would give the security the day off.
But when we were doing it though, that wasn't the goal. They
Right.
said that for like what
Shout
I
out
would
to
be shooting.
Mona. That's still Mona's thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Mona Scott.
What's never their thing, but then the scenarios happen. Somebody show up and say something disrespectful to you or to him, it's gonna be a different Love and Hip Hop filming experience that's gonna be unfair to the people who are showing up with the fake shit, you know?
No, it's just like Love and Hip Hop Streets.
Love and Hip Hop Unlocked. Love and Hip Hop
Love and
Unlocked.
Hip Hop a lot.
Street
Facts.
edition.
Hey, yo, we might could do that.
I mean, I'm waiting on Mona. She sleep, you know.
Did you
I love
tell her?
Mona. I gave her a couple of deals. You know, I left Viacom because now I'm in my own world. I want to own my own stuff. I want to own. The final cut is important, as you know, like, you know.
Yeah. Also, so now you just totally,
Yeah, I'm out. Now I'm about to shop my own show.
totally independent.
Yeah, totally independent. I mean, I want to go to a network. I would do reality TV. They offered me a reality show recently, but it was like move in the house with other celebrities and live there for 30 days.
You
I'm like,
can't do that.
Nah.
Nah, we ain't
Nah.
doing that.
Because, you know, those type of shows, they put you where you have to sleep in the same room with the lights. They leave the lights on 24/7. That would just drive me crazy naturally because you
Because
don't.
they need to see everything 24/7. So
Yeah,
they need to, so
like Big Brother
I mean,
celebrities.
Jason, I think you at a point to where you, like, not only you are the show, but it's your show. You own the show. I
Yeah.
think shows need to happen under you.
Yeah, I want to do my own show.
Yeah, I mean, it's there.
I told Wack I want to come on the 100 podcast because I know, like, when you were putting it together, what was your thought on what you were building and how you wanted the public to receive it?
No, well, really, that's really for the underground artists, the artists that can't get a look, can't get to the no jumpers, You know what I mean? You know, they don't have a big enough buzz yet. And you know, I kind of put it together because the Clubhouse gave me my little, they're there. It's like I got thousands and thousands of people there that trying to do something, but they can't get in the door. So it was my way of letting them in the door. I just had a Crip Blood in the Paru contest. 10 Crips, 10 Bloods, 10 Paru submit music.
On Clubhouse?
Yeah, played their music, had the judges. They chose the 1 Blood, 1 Crip, 1 Paru. The guy from Philly, Jersey from Patterson, he flew out. Then we had a guy from a Crip from Long Beach, from Snoop's neighborhood, and Paru from Carson come out. They didn't know. They all met at the studio. They had all of them, had their little teams and crews with them. Sat them down, got to know him. The brother from Patterson had his brother with him, which was kind of, you know, his brother's blind. So I'm like, it's your brother? Like, yeah, you can't see. Wherever I go, he goes. So I allowed him to come in there with us. Cause that's a moment.
Yeah.
But they all told their stories, and they seemed to realize they all had the same story, different section. So I hear Hit Boy. You know, Hit Boy, one of the hottest producers out right now. I'm texting them, telling them what I'm doing, and I look up, he sends me a beat. So I said, look, after they got through freestyling, I said, look, you guys know Hit Boy? Oh yeah, Hit Boy, he's a super producer. So I tell you what, I got a Hit Boy beat. If all 3 of you guys agree to go to the back to the studio and create a song together, give y'all the beat. I'll step away, third between you two, I'll shoot the video, I'll market it, do everything. And he was with it. He went to the back to the studio. I went to Clubhouse, because Clubhouse is active doing the show. I let them pick from them guys freestyling who was gonna do the hook, who was gonna do the verses.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
They went to the back, I left them alone. You'd have thought them dudes been knowing each other 10 years. They all wrote together, put the song together, and when they left, they all exchanged information, phone numbers. So maybe now when the guys from the West want to go to the East Coast, they got a guy to tap in with. Maybe now when a guy from Long Beach is out and runs into the dude from Paru, from Carson, because they know each other, maybe it might not be a conflict. So, you know, that's really my aim, is to, help out the community and get these youngsters, they don't have an avenue for them.
So I took your advice. I did reach out to 6 9 about doing an interview. So we are going to do it. I don't know where that's going to go because
Did he say he's going to do it?
He said he's going to do it.
If he told you he's going to do it, you my brother,
Yeah.
that's my client, then he's going to do
He
it.
said he's going to do it. I mean, one thing about him, I'll say,
Be ready.
I'm ready for him.
No, listen, Kim, tell him. He's an intelligent dude.
I was about to say, he's smart, he's brilliant in marketing, he's one of the most hated, but he's also one of the most successful, which is a very interesting thing. You know what I mean? Like, I understand every side of it, but he gets it. He gets it. He's been very quiet, though, for a while.
Definitely.
Is it because he's creating?
That's because he has a new business partner.
Okay.
He's channeling that into creating. He's a different artist, different type of music.
So when he becomes your client, does he get the protection that comes with?
6 9 is a guy that you're not gonna lock down. I don't really think you can manage him. You got to do business with him, which would turn into a form of managing him. But if he's with me, you can't just come do something to him. Not with me. But day to day, I try to call him in the morning, midday, call him at night, and he does crazy things. Call him. Hey, where you at? What did you tell me?
Bahamas.
I'm in New York. I'm in Brooklyn. What the hell? Nah, Wack is cool. FaceTime. It's still dudes with him.
Does he think he's out? Does he think all that went away? Or, I mean...
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares. Like, when I tell you, dude, that's why when they come at me, I'm like, yo, bro, listen, man. Dude be in New York all the time. Stop front. Like, there's no way y'all don't. We went to a club like a couple months ago. Yeah, I'm going to club where? You know me, I'm like, yo, bro, what you doing? We got business. You tripping, right? But he tells me, yo, Wack, listen, man, these dudes is, I know some real dudes, but they're not ready. They're playing. And he got dudes around, like real dudes.
Mm-hmm. Street dudes.
Street brother. I'm like, I'm looking at, and Wack, what up, yo, you know? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Cool. So you think the streets forgave all of the stuff that he went through?
No, I just think like anywhere else, it's just that group of people. Mm-hmm. Nobody else. The whole New York is not looking to do anything to 6ix9ine. Mm-hmm. It's not. They don't care. And that's the streets in general. It wasn't like it's not like back in the days. People really don't care. Unless it's them directly. They're like, I'm not putting my life and my freedom on the line because of what you had going on. Even if I do this service, nothing's gonna come from it. I just think they don't care. Times have changed. I tell people the streets been dead. You know, if you're trying to make a living or a lifestyle when it comes to the streets, it's a lost cause.
Wow. Well, I look forward to the interview. He gives some of the best conversations.
You're gonna get your run.
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, run for my money?
Oh, all right. I'm
not worried about that.
Listen,
I'm gonna be prepared. You know, and look, at the end of the day, what I do is provide a platform to tell you your story. I'm gonna ask you questions, and you know, am I gonna try to catch him up? Nah, maybe.
You're not gonna catch him up. I think I'm the only one that stumped him a little bit. I think for me, he's really ready.
Yeah.
He's ready. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't give him a second interview.
Yeah.
Because now he studied it. He's gonna study everything you've done.
Yeah.
He's gonna like, if you're cool, he's cool. If you come at him with some BS, he's gonna have something to talk about that you might have done or said.
Yeah.
So be ready for it.
I love it. The thing about me is I live my life out in the open, literally, and I'm transparent. Cause see, I feel like the way you disarm people is just by putting it all out there. You know, you can't attack me with the truth. You know, my truth is my truth. Everything I've done is out there. I think he's done a lot. I mean, it's all been out there too. So I think it's just a conversation. I'm interested in seeing where it goes. But yeah, now I need to do my homework.
I'm telling you, listen, bro, be ready. Be ready. Like, you know, she calls him Danny.
That's his name. Well, it's Daniel, but Danny for me.
That's Danny to her.
You know, when you were on my show last and you were talking about him in the streets, I knew y'all were gonna end up working together. Did you know then that you would work together?
What did I tell you though?
Yeah,
6ix9ine is gonna be what? A bigger star.
You said that.
A bigger artist when he gets out than he was before he left. I told you that.
And he came out hard with a lot of projects.
He came out tripping.
Yeah.
He was like, he came out disrespecting, clowning himself.
But do you think that's because he had something to prove?
He definitely has something to prove, but I think he just didn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. So there's a new 6ix9ine coming?
Definitely. Album. He's probably like 8 songs in.
No, I mean like attitude,
definitely.
Intention, focus.
Definitely.
I was gonna say, I think he's gonna give him a different interview.
Well, I don't plan on attacking him.
No. I'm saying because I feel like he's a different person now. Like since that interview. And I think that opened his eyes to a lot of things and made him like really understand like what this really is as far as his life is concerned. And so I think that's why he's been quiet because he's given him a different perspective. I don't think you even like anticipated like working with him. That wasn't the point of the interview.
No, it just kind of led to that.
Yeah.
He kidnapped me, took me to the Bahamas. You know, he crafty. So one of our first meetings.
What's interesting you say that, because
listen.
He called and said, "Oh, I'm gonna come pick you up. We going to dinner." I said, "No, we're not doing that." No.
One of my first meetings, he like, "Come to Miami." I come to Miami. I'm like, "Where you at?" They're like, "Nah, I'm gonna send somebody to get you." Right? This is our first meeting, like outside of when we had the interview. He pulls up himself. He pulls up him and his girlfriend, and a Rolls Royce. We jump in. From there, we go straight to Opelika Private. We having a meeting at the private airport. We go in, hotel number, on the plane, straight to the Bahamas.
You three.
So I'm telling myself, it's kind of slick. Because if I was on some BS, to like know where he was at, texting, giving somebody a pin drop, right? He just removed all of that. Because he's still getting to know me, still filling me out. So I'm like, yo, you know I gotta call my wife, explain to her how the hell I ended up in the Bahamas, right? So we go over there, literally had a meeting, and it was the next morning, we was right back, like literally.
That was smart though.
Yeah, no, it was smart.
Yeah. Remember when I called you from Miami and I said, he called me and said he wants to pull up? And I called, cause see, I'm like that. I need to control my environment at all time. I need to know where I'm at. I need to have people around available. And Wack's like, you should go meet him and do it. And I'm like, so I scheduled it. And then I said, hell no, I'm not coming to meet up with you. Because I didn't trust him.
No. He's not, no. He's not on no BS.
Yeah.
Zero BS. But you see, with you is different. He like, that's Jason Lee.
Yeah.
He like, man, I don't know about this Wack dude, man. Is he lining me up? But now, he'll give me the address where he at, pull up. And trust me, we didn't been a few places, you know what I mean? So it was just straight me and him. But nah, he's not on no BS.
Okay.
But you know what? I think he might get the first crossover, mature 6ix9ine interview. 'Cause he's definitely different.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. So what's next for both of you?
She has a company that's, I've been have to make these pop-up trips. What's this company about again?
I'm opening a med spa.
Oh, not here in LA?
Yeah, in Encino.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So focusing on what? Are you gonna do Botox, everything?
Yeah, everything. Fillers, Botox, facials, all kinds of spa treatments,
Nice,
body contouring, all of it.
nice. When are you doing that?
Now,
Oh, it's open?
not open yet,
Oh, you're
but
working on
we'll
it.
be open within the next 30 to 45 days.
Oh, news to me.
Yeah. You know, he's working on his podcast and all that stuff, so I'm working on this. He's been active with that.
No. I've been active with the diapers.
You've been active with the diapers
The
too. We both have.
podcast as well.
Yeah, and I've been.
So Wack calls me and says, hey, you know, the way you start your conversation when I know some bullshit's coming, I know when it's just like we
What do you
checking
mean?
it. You go, we gotta protect our kings out here. We gotta make sure our king. I'm like, who are you talking about? What story did we write now? You go, Nick Cannon. I'm like, Nick Cannon, I'm on Wildin' Out. What are you talking about? I love Nick Cannon. We had wrote some stupid story about him. And then the diapers, I didn't even know about the diapers. That's like a real thing.
Yeah, that's real.
It's very real.
Tell people who may not know about it.
What do you mean? A real thing? I got a packet in the car, but yeah, incredible diapers. I did a licensing deal with Nick, and that's my brother. He always looks out for me, so I did a licensing deal to use the name Incredible Diapers, Incredible for the diaper company. We just kind of like, we freestyled putting this diaper thing together, like literally freestyled it. The way she did all the designs and the print that's on the diaper and stuff like that. We literally pulled a Frank Lucas, bro. We like went to China, found us, somebody that can speak for us. Jumped in a little pickup, went straight to the warehouse.
In China?
In China.
Yeah, the mistake I made in doing fucking merchandise in China was not going over there and finding somebody.
Well, I have somebody if you ever need it.
Okay.
It's like a
Anything.
liaison that.
Okay.
You need a liaison, somebody, interpreter liaison that knows where to go get everything, that knows, and they live out here, but they're from over there. So that's all they do. And they handle all the import, export, everything you need. So long story short, we went through the process. I remember our first diaper, we found, I was at some cheer thing, and it was some ladies talking about a sanitary pad called Cherish. I came home, asked her about it. She didn't know nothing about it. She got to order on the internet. Long story short, I seen it was manufactured in Mexico. People in Mexico said, yeah, I told her I want to put it in a diaper, but because I was having a diaper manufactured in China, they said it's a company in Japan that had something that had like 7 times the assortment. We get to Japan, get a spool of it sent to China. We take our trip to China, tell them we want that material in the diaper. How you want the diaper? We don't know, just put the diaper together. Right? I don't know nothing about the diapers business, right? Diaper, send it to BB Labs, And they thought it was kind of crazy.
They do testing. BB Labs does testing.
Testing, but like, I would need to test it against every other diaper. They're like, you know how much money it's gonna cost you? Don't matter. Test against every other diaper. Came back, diaper failed horribly. Everything but the absorbent. And guess what came along with that?
What?
All the paperwork on what's better than my diaper that's on other diapers. Give it to her. She goes through, Nick picks it, contacts China. We want these tabs, this elastic. We took all the best parts off of every diaper and then assembled our diaper, sent it back with the absorbent. Boom. We had incredible.
Why did you guys choose diapers? Because everybody needs it. It's
always
never
gonna
gonna.
be a need
Yeah.
for diapers.
Yeah.
But just to clarify on the failing part, it wasn't that it failed because it wasn't just passing because there was a problem. There was nothing comparable to it. So we had to establish that this is what this diaper is, and to make it a new brand and a new type of diaper that was better than the other diapers.
And my man Steve Marcano, he had a diaper company previously called My Little Star.
Yeah.
But he wasn't using it anymore. But he had like a lower grade diaper. We were in the Bronx or somewhere. We seen those kids running around. Just I'm like, yo, what's up with the diaper? They're like, it's a diaper.
Shortage?
It's like called Fitties.
No,
it's just
like,
a diaper to catch the waves.
It's not a great brand.
But it's 20 of them for $5.
Yeah.
So this is why people have them, right? So I'm like, you know, it'd be cool for these type of communities, the ghettos, to have a top diaper for the same cost. So part of us going to China was to cut the middleman out to get the diaper at low cost. And we cut the cost probably about 200% going direct, which puts us in position to be able to give to the people for a little bit of nothing. So we're gonna launch probably in the next 90 days.
All right, well, listen, I think we covered everything today. Cash and Kimberly Jones. This is the first time I kind of feel like you were on your best behavior today because she's here, because you ain't, like,
What you mean?
he definitely acts different. You act different around her.
I act different around my wife. You think I act different around you?
Miami, you did. Now you, like, when she's not around, you spicy. You really, I mean, you was somewhat spicy today, but you definitely.
Yeah,
I was even watching.
Spicy.
Huh?
You know, I gotta get caught up with spicy, back.
He can tell you what spicy is. He called you. He said that you're not acting spicy. So what do you be doing when I'm not around?
Acting out.
You know I don't act out.
Even in Miami, I was watching how you were always going back and checking on her and, you know, being cool. It was funny. Did you see when my security almost got jumped by them?
Yeah.
I had to tell
But then
him.
I was just like, what is he doing? Like, meaning your security? Like, what's the issue?
And I'm like,
this is
now
family
why is
right
Wack
here.
trying to protect you and you here to protect me? Like, you need to relax. This is a safe
I had to
environment.
tell him, I said, bro, listen, he's safe. I had to tell him, we'll do something to you behind him. He's cool. Like, because people like, yo, what is he? What's up? Hey, what's up with you? Like
I'm calming your security.
No, he's with Jason.
I'm calming your security down. You calming my security down. I'm like, why are we talking to y'all? What is happening?
Jason, you gotta understand, this is what people don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of people got love and respect for you out here.
No, I appreciate that.
And you part of our culture, bro. And we ain't gonna let nothing happen to you.
I appreciate
And
that.
I think a lot of people don't, it throws them off. They like, okay, Jason's going to this environment, all these dudes, they don't know, like, you are brother. We're gonna stop, get out the car for you. We're gonna wake up and if it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll be ready to snap whenever I'm coming around and they not letting me. I'm like, what the fuck you mean I can't get in? Whack. But
I'll be like, yo, that's bro, let him in. I mean, it's just
But I
what it is.
appreciate you, and I really do appreciate your friendship. And the one thing I will say, I said to Ye, I'm like, yo, a lot of people out here be talking about this black shit. I'm gonna support black. I'm gonna put black in a position to win and this and that. You're literally doing the work, not just with all your artists, but everybody you have a relationship with. And it's not even like the thing like you talked about earlier in the interview at the dinner where Ye was like, yo, come sit next to me. And you were sitting all the way at the other end of the table. I'm like, yo, why are you over there? Come over here. And it didn't dawn on me what you were doing. You know, you were allowing me the space to build. And this was with somebody I've been trying to get to for a few years. So I just want to say thank you. I appreciate it. And please keep coming around because he different when you're here. Okay. That's because she know you'll get on a plane. Anyway, we out. Peace.
Yeah.
All right, look, that was a great show. And make sure you keep coming back because we got all types of amazing interviews and topics that are going to make you go crazy.
That's right. That means like, subscribe, do everything you need to do to make sure you stay up to date with what we got going on.
And ladies, stay tuned in because you know I have your back.
And listen, make sure that you're commenting below because even though I say I don't read it on the show, that's all I do when it's over. Peace.